Hi everyone, I'm Darren and I am your everyday financial advisor, here to help lead you to financial success. If you're visiting me for the first time, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. You can all help do me a favor by subscribing to the channel if you like it, giving the videos a thumbs up, referring me on to friends and family, and please make comments below. Let me know what you like about the videos and let me know any subject you'd like me to talk about, and I'll see what I can do about it. Our first video was talking about how to choose the right financial advisor, some of the credentials you should be looking for, the qualities in that advisor. This is the next step in financial planning, and that is to actually have a functional financial plan. So the latest surveys have suggested that 85% of us want to have a financial plan, but only about 33% of people actually do. And that's a big difference. So why should you have a financial plan? Why do you need one? So I like to compare it to one of my favorite sports, American football. If your favorite team goes into Sunday's game and they have done nothing to prep for it in the week before, I mean, they haven't looked at any game film, they haven't done any strategizing, they have no idea what the other team's offense and defense is going to bring to the game, they've barely practiced. What do you think the odds are that they're going to do well in that game? Probably not. They're probably going to get beaten badly. So what they were missing was a game plan. And if you don't have a financial plan, you're missing your financial game plan. If you are simply winging it, acting on blind faith, hoping for good luck, with no strategy on how to get to where you want to be, you likely are going to fail. So a financial plan helps you do a few things. It helps you define the goals you have. It helps you set targets on the strategies you want to hit. And it allows you to develop those strategies and achieve those goals. So over the years, I've seen some really good financial plans and I've seen some pretty mediocre ones. And the one thing the mediocre ones all have in common is that they tend to just focus on retirement planning. And financial planning is a lot more than just that. Retirement planning is really important, but you also have to be looking at other areas of your plan. And a good financial plan should be looking at things like risk protection strategies, debt reduction strategies, developing an emergency fund, preparing for major purchases in the future. That might be a cottage or retirement property or even a new car. It should take into account things like education planning, will planning, estate planning, and probably most importantly, it should really take a hard look at budgeting, because your budget's going to determine how you're going to strategize with the rest of your financial plan and where your money's going to be going. So I've done a lot of financial plans over the years. And the one thing that typically is most common in all of them is, I've built the plan, I've inputted all the information, I've taken to the client, we've gone through it, we're looking at the results, and we're seeing at the end of the year they should have all kinds of money available to take care of some of their financial planning needs. But they say to me, Darren, we don't have that money, it's not there. Now, it's not that those people didn't have a really good idea of what their expenditures are monthly, but what they were forgetting about is all those little expenditures that people don't think about. And that's what I like to call budget leakage. And budget leakage is probably the biggest problem most people have within their financial plans. And what I mean by budget leakage is it's those little expenditures you just mindlessly do, you don't think about. You're heading to work, you see a Starbucks sign, you think, I need a Frappuccino, and in you go and you get one. Or you go to work and you decide, you know what, I think we're going to go out for lunch today, and you buy lunch. Or, after work you head out with your friends and have a few drinks, and you just don't think about the impact of those extra expenditures. But they do add up. And what ends up happening is, at the end of the day, you just don't have the available resources to take care of your financial planning needs. So what I usually recommend to my clients is either having a note on their phone or actually carrying a notebook with them in their purse, in their back pocket, their jacket pocket, whatever the case is, just having it with them. So every time they go and make one of those little purchases, you write down the date, what you bought, how much it costs. And you do that for a couple months. this is where you're going to realize, oh my, this is where I'm spending all that extra money. Okay, so now that clients have an idea of where that budget leakage is coming from, then they can ask themselves a really important question. And that question is, what I just purchased, was it a want or was it a need? Now, if it was a need, then that makes sense. You have to get it. It's something that's necessary. It's appropriate to buy it at that time. But where people tend to waste a lot of their money is on wants. And that's going to be the thing that hurts you in terms of hitting your financial planning and investment planning targets. So a good example for myself would be, I really want the new iPhone. I mean, I love the new iPhone. I love the way it looks. I love its functionality. I love the new camera. But I have a perfectly good iPhone. It's a little beaten up now, but it does everything I need. It still works fine. The battery's good. I don't need a new iPhone. And I have to constantly remind myself of those little things every day between my wants and my needs, because I also have strategies I want to take care of for myself, and that's where my money has to go right now. So when you think about episode 1 and choosing the right financial advisor for you, one of the big things that become really necessary is picking out an advisor that believes in financial planning. You want an advisor that sees the value in financial plans and sees the value in financial planning. Otherwise, how can they possibly strategize for you if they don't have a game plan to go by? So just like you, they need to have that plan available to them to make sure that you're on target. Now, I've actually met advisors who have said things to me like, Darren, I don't believe in financial plans. All they prove is that ink sticks to paper. And in a way, they're kind of right. If you put together a financial plan for your client, you go through it with them, and then they tuck it away in a drawer and you never revisit it, it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy, because the reality is our lives are full of change. We are always coming upon different obstacles that we have to deal with, different hurdles that we have to jump over. 2020 is a perfect example. I don't think any of us saw this coming. And I've seen a lot of people hurt in 2020. I have clients, I have friends who have lost jobs. I have clients and friends who own businesses that are suffering right now because they just didn't see it coming, right? And a year and a half ago, they were doing wonderfully. Everything was going fine. And that's how quickly things can change. So you want to have a financial plan that you can reflect back on, review at least annually, and make adjustments as is necessary to your life changes. Keep in mind, all kinds of things can happen in this day and age. 50% of us will divorce. 1 in 3 of us will suffer a critical illness that can have a huge impact on our life. It's something we'll survive, but we'll be taken out of the workforce for a period of time. That means we have to dip into our savings, and all of a sudden that can throw all of our targets out of whack. So you have to be able to make adjustments. You have to be able to look at the situation and say to yourself, okay, I'm going to have to do some things in the short term that I wasn't doing before. Maybe I'm going to have to be a little bit more aggressive with my savings in order to make up for the problems I had. Or hopefully, most importantly, what you've done is you've accounted for it with the right investment products and financial products in your portfolio that can help you weather those types of storms. So that's where the real value of a financial plan comes in, is if you are constantly monitoring, constantly reviewing, making sure it's up to date, making sure it's reflective of your situation, and so that you always can make sure that you are on target for those goals you've set for yourself. Developing a financial plan is a time commitment. It's a time commitment for your advisor, and it's a time commitment for you. He has to take the time to put the plan together and put all the information, evaluate it, make recommendations. You have to be able to get all the proper numbers to him, because a plan is only good as the numbers that go into it. So we want it to be as accurate as possible. So take that time, get your financial game plan in order, and it will be the start to your next journey into financial success. Thanks again for coming out today. I appreciate your time. Again, if you can, subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Refer me on to friends and family. And most importantly, make some comments. If you like what you hear, talk to me about it. If you want me to talk about some other strategies, let me know and I will see what I can do for you. So thanks again. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.